symmetry. But what I saw at the Pittsburgh Pro last weekend when he guest posed with up-and-comers Hunter Labrada, Nick Walker, Derek Lunsford, I saw an old and tired and might be on the end of his career Brandon Curry.
What the hell are you talking about, bro? Joan Ramadhani Sagala here in a bodybuilding react and bodybuilding podcast session. Today I wanna talking and respond to Dick Trigili that he made the new video about Brandon Curry. He said in making statement about Brandon Curry should be retired, and maybe with this coming up bodybuilder like a Nick Walker, Hunter Labrada, Ian Farrier, Derek Lunsford, Brandon Curry should be retired. I mean, like, what the hell this guy talking about? Well, I'm not trying to knock him, okay? I'm not trying to trash talk for Nick Trigili. At the end of the time, that's his opinion, okay? That's his opinion. Everybody have opinion. Everybody have a perspective, especially about the Mr. Olympia this year, right? But for me, I'm just want to give my opinion also, and I'm not agree with Nick Trigili's statement. But like I said, okay, once again, everybody have opinion and everybody have a perspective. So this is just, we can talking and discussion together, guys. If you want to talk and discussion together, okay, comment in the section down below.
I'm not trying to make this video to dog Brandon Curry at all. I have a lot of respect for Brandon Curry and especially his coach Abdullah. But listen, I'm going to tell you guys like it is. I did not see a physique on that stage where I'm like, yeah, he's going to win the Olympia in 2022. But hey, stranger things have happened. And I know I said that before in a lot of videos, but Brandon Curry, if anybody, can do it because his genetics are absolutely amazing. They are elite. And he also is a former Mr. Olympia just recently.
So if you say Brandon Curry is have elite genetic, superior genetic, why you say everybody can do it, right? It's not really make sense for me, okay? If you say Brandon Curry is one of the genetic elite in this world, why you said everybody can do it?
So if there's anybody that can do it, it's him. But let me go back in time a little bit. He did just compete at the Arnold Classic in March, and I know for a fact before the Arnold Classic, he decided to come off, and he really wasn't training hard, and he was down in size. And he only prepped for the Arnold Classic, I believe, for 8 weeks. And he did not weigh nearly the same amount of weight he usually does on stage. I believe he was down about 18 to 20 pounds from what he normally weighs on stage when he competes. Now, if you add up all this time he's had off before the Arnold and now, that's a lot of downtime.
So you misinformation, Nick, okay? You misinformation. You can watch my videos, okay? Brandon Curry, when it comes to the preparing Arnold Classic last year, yes, of course, he's not look the same like he was in Mr. Olympia last year, but Mr. Olympia, you cannot make it the same for Arnold Classic, okay? Mr. Olympia package and Mr. Olympia criteria for judges is not the same like an Arnold Classic, and that's why Brandon Curry is down time and downsize a lot. And I mean, like, how do you know if he not train hard? Everybody, if he want to win the show, he might be and need to train hard. And how do you know he not train hard? How do you know? You cannot guess what Brandon Curry feeling like, what Brandon Curry thinking when he push weight on the gym, when he train on the gym. You can feel it what Brandon Curry feel. And once again, Mr. Olympia is about freak factor, size and conditioning and combine for all of these things. Arnold Classic, it's different, okay? I believe Arnold Classic, it's about symmetry, it's about shape, it's about proportion. Yeah, size and condition is really matter, but the point is condition, symmetry, and proportion. That's Arnold Classic. It's different for Mr. Olympia. You cannot expect Brandon Curry Mr. Olympia will look the same in Brandon Curry Arnold Classic.
And it's a lot of time not training, not eating like a bodybuilder, and a lot of time being off PEDs. Now, I'm not necessarily concerned with him being off PEDs because he is older, he does have a lot of mature muscle, and muscle memory is a real thing. And if anybody can put muscle back on it before, and he knows how much time he really needs to get his physique back to where it needs to be. But the issue is, and the issue I have is, he needs to be improving body parts in the off season. He needs to be living a bodybuilder lifestyle even though he's off. Like, he needs to be pushing the food, pushing the training, and pushing his body as hard as he can even without the drugs if he's going to come off.
Yeah, everybody have a weak point and everybody have a lagging body parts. So why you can still have weak body parts and lagging body part? It's genetic, okay? Everybody have a different genetic, and that's why everybody have a weaknesses body part. You making this video about Brandon Curry and you showing and saying to all of us, make it the statement, all of the weaknesses and lagging body part of the Brandon Curry. But Nick Walker still have a lagging body part, okay? His leg is lagging, his chest is lagging. You can making the statement about Hunter Labrada lagging body part. Derek Lansford still have the lagging body part. So everybody have a lagging and weaknesses body part, okay? It's genetic. It's really different genetic. Brandon Curry still can hanging around with these comers, okay? With this coming up bodybuilder. His lats is still the best lats, okay? His back is not really bad at all. He could be standing with William Bonek, the best back modern in this era right now. Okay, his arms. He still could be hanging with Big Ramy. You know how much weight and how much pound the difference between Brandon Curry and Big Ramy? You know, right? And he still could be hanging with his arms. Brandon Curry arms, he's still bigger than Big Ramy arms. So, think again, Nick. Think again.
Because he needs to bring up his hamstrings. He needs to bring up his glutes. He needs to bring up his quads if he wants to make it back in that top 5 again come the Olympia in December. And another problem is he has guys like Nick Walker, Hunter Labrada, possibly Derek Lunsford, Hadi, Bonac, Ian Valere, all these guys gunning for those top spots that he takes up. He could be easily replaced and pushed down out of that top 5 if he's not careful.
It's your opinion, bro. It's your opinion. It's just your opinion.
Now this is really convincing me that maybe he might be hanging it up sooner than later. Because when I went and looked at his contest history, I know he's been competing before 2011, but that's all the NPC News online website goes back to, and he's been in every Olympia since 2011 except for 2. So ultimately, that's like 10 Olympias in the last 12 years. It's a lot of freaking Olympias, a lot. It's a lot of competing. And that's not the only show he did throughout all those years. He's done multiple shows for multiple years.
So you know what's the history of Brandon Curry right now, right? You know how much he's done competing. You know how much he's taking the title when he doing the show. That means he has more experience about himself, Nick. He already know and he can knowing about his body more than you. This is Brandon Curry physique. This is Brandon Curry body. So he really know well about his physique for himself more than you, Nick. Okay? He know more the trial and error about his body because that's his body, not your body.
So I'm sure he probably wanted to give his body a rest. And hey, listen, with all the recent deaths in bodybuilding, he has a family, he has a wife, and he's just looking out for his health most likely. But I really don't understand why Brandon would even want to do this guest posing knowing that he's not up to par and he's not looking his best.
Do you think the news about the bodybuilders death, okay, so much bodybuilders dying, it just recently? Do you think just by this year you can heard and you can have the news about the death of bodybuilder? You can throw back, Nick. You can throw back for 5 years and 6 years or 4 years, 3 years, 8 years ago. Even when Brandon Curry start his making pro debut, the news about bodybuilder death is already there. Okay, it's already there. He's more not make sense right now. So yeah, guys, that's my opinion and that's my response and reaction to Nick Trigili about Brandon Curry should be retired. He said Brandon Curry should be retired and hanging up. So I don't disagree. I give my opinion. So what you all guys think about Nick Trigili opinion? Do you guys agree with Nick Trigili or do you guys agree with my opinion and my statement? Thank you so much guys for watching. I want to say it again, once again, this is just opinion and everybody have a perspective and opinion, okay, about your favorite bodybuilder, competitor, or Mr. Olympia. But this is my opinion and I don't disagree at all with Nick Trigili new video about Brandon Curry should be retired and hanging up. Thank you so much guys for watching. If you love this video and content, subscribe, share, like, and comment. I'm gonna bring more anything that we can talk and discuss in the whole topic of bodybuilding world and fitness. I'm your host Joan Sagala signing out. May God bless you all.